A water leak in the house when we were working on it this weekend, so we ended up taking out a bunch of walls we didn't plan on taking out.
After.
I'm gonna deal with this truck thing again.
Pretty simple.
Yeah, there's something. I'm gonna say something too.
It's right there in highlight. Here you go.
How's your cat?
I don't have a meeting.
I wanna eventually go to, but also have my.
Did you go there today?
Yeah.
It's so nice.
It is really nice.
I didn't get a tattoo today, but I went in.
Oh, come on. Yeah,
It does.
I got a little Michael Myers. Yeah.
Oh, we're raised.
Yeah, I just a bit beautiful. That's why I feel so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, did you get that one?
Yes, thank you. I reached out. As far as the truck, I think it's simple, one for one, don't push, don't leave a thing.
Oh, if they don't. Hey, how's it going? Oh, good. Keep on wearing that Detroit, though, I don't know.
$3.99 till it doesn't.
Have a like Detroit, they wipe them.
Yeah.
Those cardinals.
Yes.
There's the inventory you guys asked for. You all have one.
Yeah.
And I have some if you want me to hand them out in the crowd at all. Anybody else, but.
I just lived in Chicago for most of my life and the Detroit Pistons and Chicago. I know, no, that's not a basketball.
You guys have it for reference,
I got you.
since everybody was kind of asking me.
There you go.
Me their odometers and kind of the current condition of them. And I did the entire city, so.
Cody's right in love. You have to do what you're doing that, because he don't even have no truck stop, really, in the truck stop. Yeah.
He has
Didn't Detroit
six,
get a
one
new
of them's the
stadium?
dump truck and the street sweeper, so he's down to four.
Oh, and they get a new stadium, Detroit.
Yeah.
They don't want, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's,
I mean, it's been.
I went to Tiger Stadium right
Yeah,
before they.
yeah, they tore it down right there.
I have a
They were
few.
burning.
But I included almost everything.
College students.
But, and then I put on there, like under the model, I tried to put what it was and kind of what the
What year?
usage of it was.
I didn't hear much. Okay.
No, sure.
Ohio drove.
Yeah.
Now we.
And if you want me to explain the chart at all to start, I can,
College.
if it comes up.
I was going to, because the last 6 months I was something, so going every year. And then we started dating. You know, on hold and I came back and started over. So, yeah, so it's good. What, in the college for signing on that
Yeah.
Amtrak.
We get my done fall to come to college and they put them back to my kids.
She's like a little. 18 years old. So. He did bulletproof. So stupid parents are so. You know, but they lived in, Ashland, rural, Amish. One is they don't have Amish.
He drew one.
Ohio area. I got
Oh. He dies. They took it.
Okay. Call to order Lebanon City Council Committees meeting for March 2nd, 2026. Roll call, Washington. Cornish. Here. Marcinkowski,
Here.
Krumsick,
Here.
Smith,
Here.
Delkey,
Here.
Bennett,
Here.
and Farrell here. That brings us up to the audience participation. If you have anything you want to address with the council, please come up to the tape, state your name and, you have 5 minutes. Anybody? Okay. Thank you, alderpersons.
Just gonna give a shout out to 618 Inc. Their opening day today. Stopped in there, got a little bit of work done. Shop looks awesome. It's clean, it's beautiful. The staff is awesome, very knowledgeable, very talented. So Lebanon, I recommend you going in there and getting a tattoo done. I heard the mayor's gonna get Lebanon
Yeah.
done on the store, I think,
With the tree.
with the tree. So
Mr. Smith's gonna get a noose on his neck.
okay. So anyways, that's all. Just give a shout out to them and tell them congratulations on their opening day. So it's exciting. So
I guess I'll say something. I wasn't going to, but I think I need to. Things get pretty heated sometimes here. We don't have a railing here anymore like we did at the old city building, and this is not much of a barrier between what should be a civil situation. Last week, we had somebody come beyond that afterwards, after we were going into executive session. And was very aggressive towards one of the older people here. And that shouldn't happen. And
Sure. I apologize for my actions. I'm sorry. I was not alone. I was very upset. And I will apologize for that.
I really appreciate that.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
And I will try not to do it again.
Yeah. I appreciate that. Yeah, we're all just trying to do our best, and I know you guys are really invested in the water department. You worked there for a long time. It becomes your baby, and I appreciate, you know, the passion that you have, but it's just that we got to make sure that we don't cross the lines, you know, because we're all neighbors and we're supposed to be good neighbors. And anyway, I just had to say something because we just can't have that happening. But I really do appreciate you apologizing. It takes a lot to do that, so I appreciate you doing that. That's it.
Okay, I would have to say something. I don't know if I'm allowed to at this point. I just got a couple of emails. One from Mr. Wise, concerned about backup that he had issues with the city over. So I just like to bring that to attention. Can we get that on the
No, we can't put it on the agenda, but I received the same thing from Tim about a sewer backup
yeah,
and
I as well, and reached out to Penny, and she's digging into it for us to see what we can come up with on his concerns on that.
Another one? This is another backup he had?
Yeah, you say that.
Yeah.
it's the same one, I think, that he sent a message to everybody, I think.
And we did check the sewer there today, because Smith told me that he had his second backup over the weekend. I never received any calls about any backups for the weekend. So we did go down just to check the sewer again to make sure there was no issue. There was not, but I will check into the other things you asked me about as we proceed through the week here.
Secondly, I guess Alvin Alderman got something from the police chief too as well. So things that we need to be kind of concerned about. I think it's about, let me step to the mayor, I can see it right here as well. So just things that we need to really be concerned about. I think it's about 2 or 3 that's going to be on the injured list.
Does he have that listed as private or something on there though?
It's not a public.
Yeah, it's not, it's not a public thing.
Okay. No, to get into the contest, yeah, not too bad, but just to be concerned, you can show something.
All right, anybody else? Then we'll go to the business. Cemetery committee,
I don't have anything at this time.
and thank you. Where's the cleanup? Is that cleanup is in this month?
No, it's supposed to be. Yes, no, the beginning of April.
Beginning of April.
Mistaken.
I thought I read it was in March.
I can look, I can take a look at it.
Yeah, reminder
It
that.
might be in March.
Yeah, it moves things off of there
I
and
thought it was beginning of April.
look at the rules. Ordinance, I have nothing from ordinance tonight. Does anybody have anything else for ordinance? Okay, public property.
Must discuss and recommend Garden Club seeking permission to install 2 murals near the Square Mini Park. And, so yeah. Penny, were you gonna talk about that tonight? Yes. You wanna tell us a little bit about that?
Garden Club has some, boards that we are no longer using, but we would like to repurpose them and add some beauty to the city if we could. What we were doing, there'd be 2 places. One would be in the mini park and one would be at the square by the gray building, on the gray building. And there should have been maps and that provided to you. All said we would.
I did not have it. Paul said we did not.
Okay. Anyway. Have one copy and thought you all had it.
Is that on the Lebanon chiropractic building? Is that what?
Yeah, on that side, on the one facing the street. There would be like 3 boards of marine grade plywood, they'd be together. And then on the backside, there would be 4x4 posts put into the ground. No cement. And that, we're not asking to attach to a building, nothing will be attached to a building. And, we're going to ask the, students from probably either McKendree or the elementary or grade school or high school, whoever wants to draw murals on them. And for this year, we thought we would try to go with kind of an idea of like celebrating this America's birthday. These were just some ideas. We were just gonna have the kids come up with the ideas and paint the murals. And then after that is done, we'll paint them again over, and then we'll just put up like flowers or garden type for the garden club. And that. These are all marine grade plies. They've been painted several times already because there are old signs for our garden tour that we're no longer using. And we thought we could just repurpose them, plus add a little color and a little beauty to the city. And then,
If you get permission, Peggy, gonna have to get a Julie. If you do.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
part of it, yeah, Julie. And they're not gonna attach to a building or anything, so they'll just be freestanding. And if the time comes and you decide you don't want us to put them there, all we have to do is unscrew them. Bring the posts out and it's over, it's done, so there's no cement, no permanent. Not a permanent structure.
Was there a reason why you didn't want to go on the building? Like they're painted on the other buildings?
But we had the boards.
Okay.
What about a building, they'd have to have permission from the.
Yeah, we've been down that trail,
Have you?
yeah,
Just wasn't wondering if you asked.
it's drug out, so this is a little bit. A little bit faster, but
Yeah.
also adds a little bit of temporary, if somebody says no,
Mhm.
no problem, we just.
Yeah.
Find a different purpose.
So what you're seeking is permission to install those on city property.
Yeah, or
The park, the mini parks on the 4 corners are city property. And so, we would have to have a proposal, which you did give us, that really states to install those, on the city property. And we'll write that up in the agenda for next week. You wanna take care of that, it's your property, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, get it.
I'll get with you.
Okay.
Okay. And then the next thing we discussed a little bit last week and discuss and recommend water sewer department purchase of a new utility truck or interdepartmental trade. So we talked a little bit about that last week and tough one. So what do you guys want to do with that? So it's either new truck or the trade. You want to explain what you were talking about, RJ, last week, just to bring everybody up to speed?
With,
The trade.
yeah, so I had talked with Cody or whatever, and they had that a truck that with the utility bed that the sewer department was looking at purchasing. And I just was like, well, instead of them having to spend their money on a new truck and we have this one there, if you'd be willing to trade that for a pickup truck of one of theirs, you know, can we go that route? Now, I did not speak with the water department before that. It was all kind of a last minute thing that I asked about. I should have went and talked with them beforehand. But Cody has the truck. He is willing to part ways with it as long as he can get a truck to replace it. Now, I know sewer and water we had talked and they said the length of it could be an issue for them, I believe, for the length of their pipe that they sometimes use for their installs or what have you. I don't mind if we open it up to them if they want, if you guys are, to let them plead their case on it, but I think if whatever you guys want to do, I threw the idea out there because we already had it. Everybody's coming up saying we don't have money for this and that, but they did budget for this truck and stuff and but at the end of the day, the city doesn't have a abundance of cash to make things like that. And the other thing is though too, like Penny and I had talked about it. Even though the water department and water and sewer department is like our only like kind of real revenue of any kind of income, they do, a lot for the city with their funds. And I know Penny really keeps a tight eye on everything and making sure that things aren't seem to be spent on stuff that doesn't necessarily need to be spent on. So she does a really good job on managing all of the budgets and stuff like that with her department. So I don't know if we want to talk to them and see if they want to how their feelings are with that street department truck, if they want try it out for a while. Like we said last week though too, like this isn't like we can never get them a new truck or what have you, but if this will work for them, I think it's beneficial all the way around if it works for them.
Yeah, I guess I've been an alderman, maybe 4 or 5 months now, and all I see is we don't have any money. And I look at everything through a business side. I don't look, this is all new to me as far as how cities work. That's why my life has been so good before this.
Yeah.
But it's a little more complicated, obviously, but the city runs in my opinion, so convoluted in so many ways because we have different departments and it just doesn't seem like everybody's on the same team. And that is just so foreign to me to have one entity being the city of Lebanon and then everybody not working together, in my opinion. I thought it was a brilliant idea to
Yeah.
do what you had done. Now, it's kind of sprung it on Kevin and Penny a little bit. I get it, you know, they spend a lot of time doing stuff, but in business, that happens all the time. Somebody proposes, you put somebody in charge of doing something and they propose something, and then at the last minute you say, yeah, that's a great idea, but we don't have any money.
Yeah,
So it always comes down to the money.
right.
And so either we do or we don't. Now, it could have been budgeted in, and I agree, if it was budgeted in, that's a great idea, but at the same time, we have other things that are popping up all the time that are not budgeted for, and then we have to make up for it somewhere.
Right.
And so, you know,
Right. Well, and I know though, this was, I believe, from my understanding, this truck was budgeted in.
yeah,
Right. But and my whole thought process behind it as well was like, you know, hey, we already have this truck here and, you know, their camera truck doesn't have good quality. So I'm like, well, then we can maybe use that money to get them a camera that will be more beneficial
Right.
for them to be able to record, do all that kind of stuff. Or, cause we have this new lift station and things like that, looking into I know this is a lot more, but like a crane, truck or something of that nature in the future for them. Because right now I believe they do it with a backhoe and like a hoist or chain lift or whatever on there, which would be I with what I do, I have a crane truck that I use every day. And it's very beneficial for me. I couldn't imagine trying to do it with a backhoe and
mhm,
I mean, because when a lot of our smaller pumps are on these little rail systems and it's very fragile and you have to come straight. And doing that I mean, I'm not an operator with the old backhoe and things, so these guys have better skill levels than I do, but anyways, that was just my thought process behind the whole thing of just trading that truck out for, you know, one that we already have in our inventory
mhm.
to save the money and all that kind of stuff, but then also maybe use some of that somewhere else for them to hopefully benefit them. But I should honestly, I mean, anyway, whatever.
On a scale of 1 to 10, Penny, where are you at with this? Because, I mean,
And if I'm allowed to speak, I'll.
Yeah.
Yeah, please, please.
We'll wait for you guys to.
Yeah.
Recognize. Couple things. One is when we're talking about being short of money. That has been my entire time with the city, has always been there's a shortage of money. There are two separate funds, even if, you know, things were closer in, and to say that we don't work together as a team, I think that we do. We work together as a team when that need be, like plowing snow, oiling streets, those things are things that we work together at. There hasn't been a lot of the opposite because you know, our skill levels are a little bit different for the things that we do than those things, which I get. So I talked with Jessica I don't know, month and a half, 2 months ago. We talked about the budget. We talked about things in capital outlay that we could do without. The only thing that I asked to be left in there was the money for Hunter Street and this truck. Because it is an old truck, needs repair. We've had it in there for the last 2 years and it hasn't been purchased. Does that mean it's necessary that we get one? Well, when we're rolling down the windows to open the doors of the truck to get out, then, you know, we've replaced the handles on this truck 4 times, 5 times. They just weren't good quality. So in saying that, we were a little bit blindsided by the suggestion last week. Not that it was a horrible suggestion. We just felt like it was like gone around because it was asked before the meeting and then nothing was said to us about it. So, you know, I've had Kevin do a lot of work on getting this truck. And then it was just like out there like, okay, well, that's y'all's decision and you can do that. But there are things that weren't asked, like, you know, will the truck even work for you? We haven't even been allowed to see the truck yet. Kevin asked, sent a text and asked for us to be able to even look at the truck. And that hasn't happened. We don't even know if there's room for what we need to put into the truck. One of the reasons we wanted the utility bed was to be able to put our chop saw in there, keep that in there, which we don't now because it doesn't doesn't have the room for that. We have utility boxes on this truck. We don't have a utility bed. So we want more room. We want to be able to hold different items on that truck. We thought it would be a good idea to have an extra snow plow because we used to plow with that truck, but that has been off the plowing for a few years now, because it's, the electrical system on it wasn't good for the plow anymore. And anyway, we took that out of the plow fleet. Thought, okay, well, we'll put a plow back on this one. We'll be able to plow with it if we need to. The other thing with the, taking the street department truck and us doing it, we leave things on the back of that truck all the time for the repairs. Okay, so if the truck is big enough and we can even get everything on there, then when we go to having it in the fleet as an extra, you know, we can leave that stuff on there unless we have to take it off. And if something, you know, inevitable happens and we have a snow event and a water issue at that time, we still have those things on our truck to go out and make that repair. If we're using that as the only truck now that is, there's not an extra in there, then when we go to a plow snow, and I got somebody out plowing snow, and then the back of that truck is full of snow, I've had to remove everything off of it because now we're out plowing snow with it. We have to go back, load everything back up onto that truck, which is kind of the purpose of wanting to have everything in one place so that the response to go out and do those repairs is very quick, and we're not spending a bunch of time running back and forth getting extra stuff back onto the truck. Because inevitably, we have something that we're missing. Those are the things that I can think of quickly off the top of my head when we've talked about it. Do I think that it could work? I don't know until we see it, get it down there and see if we can get everything on it. I'm not sure why the street department no longer needs it, or if they just didn't really need it to begin with and just aren't using it for that purpose. I have no idea. I haven't talked to Cody about that truck until the last week when he brought it up, hadn't even been mentioned. And if we can get it, look at it. I mean, the shorter bed is my biggest thought of what is gonna make it cumbersome for us to not be able to use it in the fashion that we wanted to, because we already have the bed of the truck we have full on every repair that we go to. And this is a shorter bed.
So,
Anything to add to that?
oh, I think it. So if I got together with you and Cody this week, looked at the truck with you guys and tried to get more information, so I give
Yeah,
these guys
you know,
more.
I don't need to be there. We just need to get the truck to look at it.
Yeah.
See, get it down there. I don't know if it's full of things that he has right now. I don't know. Cody wasn't here today. I didn't get a chance to, as far as I know, I didn't see him today anyways. So I didn't get a chance to talk with him today about it. And I wasn't really sure what the direction was gonna be, but yes, we can look at it. We can see if, you know, if the truck is empty, especially, we can see if everything will fit on it, and it will. That's great.
So we'll revisit this Monday again,
The,
next Monday.
the other thing is that we have to keep in mind that, water and sewer is an enterprise fund, so water and sewer money can be used for water and sewer expenses, where general fund is for the other. So yes, you can say we have no money, but we still have money in water sewer, and the water sewer has been the backup for many other things in the city throughout the years. And, you know, when I budget these things, I don't just budget them willy-nilly, I budget them for our need. And there have been many years where we have not gotten what we have put into the budget because that money has been used for other things that have been swapped around to make it helpful to the general fund. That's my spiel.
I can get Cody with you and we can get it over there. To my knowledge, that truck was cleaned out. It's a lot of he said, she said. We could get to where Cody and her get together. Whether you need to be there, I need to be there, whatever. We can make it work somehow.
I'm just
We're
saying,
talking.
just, I mean,
I'll call him tomorrow if this is the direction you want me to go to. I will call him tomorrow and see if we can get the truck.
yeah, just see what,
Kevin had messaged him and not got a message back. So I have not reached out to Cody about it. I was gonna reach out to him today, but he was not here, so it wasn't gonna bug him on his day off.
I just want to throw one thing out there. Hopefully we're out of the snow and ice season, but I personally don't feel like we should put a plow on your truck that you're using for your, like your utility bed, like with all your tools and all that kind of stuff. That's just me though. Like if anything were to happen to that truck while you guys were plowing, or tools come, a box comes open, falls, tools break, whatever it may be, I just want to voice that opinion before.
His utility truck is one of his plow fleet right now.
Well, right, which is, I personally would not do that, nor would I recommend that. And especially though, I think you guys probably have some, like specialty tools that you have probably for all that stuff that probably costs a lot more money than just like your wrenches and everything else, but I, I just don't think,
That would be a plow truck coming away from this fleet if you're not wanting us to plow with it, so it would be one taken away from his. I mean, we did back in the day, use that truck when it was much newer truck for both. And it was initially a truck without the utility boxes, and then we put the utility box, and it did plow after that for a number of years, but obviously we don't plow as often with our trucks unless there's big snow, and then we help with plowing.
I just want to throw that out there, so.
My understanding, if I'm listening correctly,
No.
is they already budgeted. So that would not hurt the general fund when I'm hearing. It is, if I'm hearing it properly.
I think we should probably ask our treasurer if she's willing to speak on that.
Yeah, so
About that.
the water sewer money is in its own separate account, so from the general fund, so it's not gonna affect our general fund. The biggest thing is like what Paul was talking about. The only thing I can tell you guys, I gave you the information on the vehicles that we have and things like that, because there's a lot of things, and I've said it to you, the last year's budget was not a budget that we could actually rely on, because there were so many things that we didn't have budgeted that weren't listed that have come up as expenditures. That's why everything's so crazy this year, is because it wasn't an actual, we knowingly took things out of the budget to make it balance that then we've still had to pay for. And so it's hard for us to really be able to rely on that. Now I'm hoping going into next year, you guys will have a budget that our supervisors can count on to be accurate, and that you guys can count on to be accurate and know all year that we're checking into that. Unfortunately, this year, that's not the case. We've had a lot of things that have been unplanned, and we have a lot of things still pending that are unplanned, that ultimately, that's why you guys, I can give you the information and we can try to make a decision, but it's hard for me to really tell you what I advise or what I say on it, because like I said, we have McAllister Street, we have the lift station, we have all these things that are kind of up in the air right now that we don't really know exactly what it's gonna end up costing the city.
General fund, right?
With in water and sewer, because McAllister Street, depending on what's going on down there, and the lift station for sure would end up being out of water and sewer. So we don't really know, as long as that's completed on time, then we're good. If it's not completed on time and we end up having to pay any money back,
So
we're in a different situation.
That's a safety net, just in case.
Well, yeah, so again, that's things that we didn't have budgeted, so they're not gonna be illustrated there. So it's not like we save $60,000 by not spending it, because to save it, the money has to be there, but we don't really know. It's like we're playing with Monopoly money right now. We don't really know what money we have, and what things we have pending and what's going on. So even the city hall situation, we didn't see this coming, and we have to do something about moving city hall. So there's so many things down the road that we don't know what we have to really be able to give you guys an idea of like, hey, this is exactly where we are. I know we have like $800,000+ worth of grants that are coming due in the next 18 months to 2 years that we have to have the matching funds for, that we don't have them right now. And so there's so many unknowns and so many moving parts to it that's why it's tricky, and that's why I can give you guys the information that I have. But ultimately, you have to operate on the side of caution until some of these things fall into place.
That $800,000 grant, so this all general fund money, correct?
That I don't know if it's 100% all general fund. That I do not know.
The only grant money we have out, or only grant we have out right now for water sewer is for Herman Street. And that was $100,000 grant, which we do have matching. We will have some money that we will put forward, so there's that grant as well.
Yeah, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but. I mean, the water department's separate from the street department's separate from the offices and everything, but it's all Lebanon. And so. You have to, I mean, either it's together or it's not together. I mean, it's like we talked about, it's a dysfunctional family, but it's still a family. And so when you're having problems in the family, and you already put in that you're gonna get a car that year, but then your daughter needs braces. You take it from one fund for your 16-year-old son, he can't buy him a car because you gotta buy braces for your daughter, because that's more pending than the car. And the 16-year-old's not gonna like it, because he wants a car. But you gotta get the braces when your daughter's 12. I've had to make these decisions constantly my whole life, and in business, you have to make these all the time. I never want to give people a job that they can't do because they don't have the tools. So if you guys can't do your job because you don't have the tools, then that's not good. We're not doing our job. But if there's a way that we can maybe buy some time, last week we said, no, maybe put it back, figure out what's going on. I think we're still at that place. We just don't know what to do yet. We don't know for sure. Yeah, let's just look at it and see, let's push this down the road again. But I mean, I think it would be great to get a new truck for you guys, but I just, every time I look at the paper, I'm like, where do we get this money? We got this much, we have to have money coming in. We don't have any money. And it's coming in from the water department. That's great. But we don't get any other way, really, not much.
Well, looking at the vehicle inventory, it appears that the street department has 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not counting the dump truck, because those are specialty. 4 utility trucks that are out there. Of the 4 in the street department, one of them is in poor condition. So we may be writing that one off in the near future anyway.
Yeah.
And then we look at the water and sewer department. And the water and sewer department has a long list, but 3 of them are probably should not be in use. We have one, the dump truck probably needs to have some major work done. But we have a pickup truck that needs tires, brakes, door handles, windshield washer, air conditioning, and safety lights. That one shouldn't be on the street.
That's the utility one.
Hmm.
That's the one that we're trying to replace.
That's the one we want to replace. So that one, we really do need to replace it. And then we have another one that is used for just getting parts and trailer hauling, has 107,000 miles on it, almost 108,000. But has no air conditioning, no fuel gauge, only one of the fuel tanks works. So that one is the one that also possibly should not be out on the street. Then we have the other ones, and we have the 20,000, one for 20,000 is a 2017, and that one's in good condition. Then we have the 2012, which is up there in age, needs front end work. So that one there can't be used on any highway, because if it needs front end work, chances are it can't drive straight. Or it's got some wobbles to it, and you're wearing tires out faster.
I use that truck to read meters like all the time in town, but honestly, I didn't notice it has a front end problem, but one of the other guys thinks that it does. So
Okay.
I did list it, but I do think we need to get it in and have.
Yeah, take a look at it,
And that truck.
but that's the one you use for around town, so it really doesn't go high speed, because you're going between meters.
Depending on how fast I want to read meters.
Well, how fast is the Wi-Fi on that?
Yeah, it doesn't. That's our lift truck too. It has the lift on the back for when we haul pumps throughout town for different, for whether it be rain event, or which I'm thinking of a lot since it's rained all week. But anyway, that's what the one that had the
Right.
lift on it.
Then we have a van with no air conditioning, but you probably, what's the, it says van TV.
That's where our camera is. That's the only thing that,
Ah,
it is a camera van.
that's a special use vehicle. It's not generally used. And then the 250 and, or 550, and you've got a 150. That, I believe, is that your truck that you drive around?
Yeah, we have two 150s. The one I drive around, and the other daily truck is a 150.
That-
But the two trucks that, the one that you're talking about that shouldn't be on the road, you said two of them that shouldn't be on the road. And those are actually two trucks that we were going to surplus with the purchase of the new truck. We did look, was asked, could those be traded? We did ask about that, and I believe that we would probably get a better value if we were to try to seal bid those than what we were going to get through the dealership.
Yeah, the surplusing them probably gives us more money than trading.
But we did ask because of the question that was asked up here.
Okay, so we really do need vehicles. Even though we're saying, well, we got all, the vehicles we have, the inventory looks good when you look at the number of lines on it. But when you get down and look at it, there we have so many vehicles that really should not be on the road. So I would be, and if the funds are already budgeted, my feeling, because would be, we ought to just get the truck and,
George, the problem is that, again, no disrespect, because you've been on the Alderman board for a long time. You guys have been doing this for years, and that's why we're in the position that we're in. It's not your fault per se, but you can't keep on running the town like this. This town is a business. This town, if it doesn't have the money, I get it. If you have one part of the business that's making money and the other part of the business is not making money, you can close down the business. We can't close down this town. So if part of the business, water department, is making money and the other parts are not, because they can't, because they're the way the tax situation is, then we have to have all that funds, in my personal opinion, as one. And if we're using it, obviously they have to do their jobs too, but everybody has to do their jobs. We have to have the office. I mean, the only thing I can think of is taking away Charlie's huge income as mayor. That huge income that he has, and all these aldermen that were making $25-50 a meeting. We don't have any money. Either we do or we don't. But I've been told we don't. So, we could say, oh, let's give him a truck. I'd love to say that. But I don't know if I can do that without going, now, especially since Penny's saying, hey, let's check this out. Let's give it some time, check it out. Let's give it some more time before we make this decision. Please do not make this decision tonight, because we're gonna be kicking this can down the road again. I'm not here to do that. I'm wasting my time.
the only decision we have to make tonight is whether we're gonna put forward a recommendation. And it would seem, since we don't know whether that truck that we've been talking about with the street department is really adaptable to water sewer. If it's not adaptable to water sewer, that solves the problem. Because, usually.
It doesn't really solve it though.
Doesn't solve the problem. No, doesn't solve the money problem. That's a different thing, but the funds for it have already been budgeted. And we don't need to use it because they've been budgeted, but we need to look at what we have and make repairs, because a lot of these vehicles we have in this inventory, we might as well say we don't have them because they're in bad shape.
Well, I'm not disagreeing with you there.
Yeah, I think it looks like if we can get this, sorry, I didn't mean to cut. Okay, I'm sorry. Was it line number 5, the F-250 with the lift gate daily work? That needs front end work. I think we should absolutely get that in sooner than later to get looked at to make sure. But if we got that squared away, I mean, it looks like they have then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trucks.
6 usable trucks.
6 usable trucks. Penny, what, do you guys have an idea what you would want to part ways with? Would it be like the F-550? What do you guys use that thing? That's a massive truck. What do you guys,
Dump truck.
that's a dump truck?
And the list, I sent a list in to Jessica. I don't know if everybody got to see that list, but it listed the uses of each and every one of those trucks, what we use it for. So I don't know if everyone has that. If not, I can send it out to everyone. But there's 2 dump trucks. One the street department had for quite a long
The other
time,
one's a Vector truck.
carrying that truck. Then when it got pretty worn out, they sent it back, they got a new one. So we have the old dump truck now, the 2012, I believe it is, right? 2002. And then we have the new dump truck that we got, I think in 22.
How
So
often?
those are used for every water repair.
Okay,
Anytime we have to haul rock somewhere, they're also used for hauling sludge to the fields.
Twice a year.
And, well, at least,
Try.
yeah, at least twice a year, those are, and then we probably pay for those trucks in the amount of money that we save from having someone else haul it.
yeah,
But anyway, those dump trucks are used for those purposes. The older of the 2 is, mostly used to, here in town, we do haul sludge to the outskirts of town. It's nicer to be able to haul it in the new one, but we had a lot. Since we have the new plant, creates a lot more sludge, and we've been using both of those trucks to haul. Do you remember how many of those was last time? 90?
165.
165.
Hmm.
So,
yeah, and I stand corrected, there's 5 trucks, not 6, because that last one is that Vector truck.
Right.
and I think I put on that list that we do use 5 trucks, every time that we have a rain event that we have to pump for. Every one of those trucks has a station, and those are also listed in that list. So if you don't have the list and you like it, like I said, I can. That's done.
I don't have your email attached, but I typed it all into the Excel sheet. So your usage I put next to the vehicle, and then the problems you listed, I put over here. And then I put the note of about the 5 vehicles down here. So it's not the exact email, but it is all on there. I did miss the label of on the 550 of the dump truck, but I think all the other labels are
Yeah, no,
on there. So, but yeah, they do have all the information.
So are they wanting to buy a Chevy because all the other trucks are Ford?
Oh, wow. Even in Christmas.
sir, people behind the line can't be speaking out of turn.
Yeah.
Gentleman in the blue sweatshirt, you need to-
Where's the gavel?
please, can you escort it?
I can speak on that.
Yeah.
Usually we do like a state bid, and then we try to get another bid that's comparable to that. Actually, this year Chevrolet is actually the only one that could find them, that they have them on the ground, ready to go. And we were trying to get it out of this year's budget. Otherwise, if we buy a Ford, if they go state bid or another bid through Weber Chevrolet and Ford, it will be 6 to 8 months before we get to go.
Chevys are better anyway.
Easy.
Wow.
Hey, and the only thing is we've been, because the Ford's on the state bid truck, so that's where those have been coming from. But back in the day when we got the Chevy truck that we have, that was the state bids at the time.
Mhm.
So here the last few years that we've been on, some of the local places have been able to do the state bid price, same as the entity that usually has the state bid, which is Morrow Brothers in Wisconsin.
Well, I think, I think we should at least recommend to table it or whatever, so that you guys can get with the water department or whatever, I can get with you or whatever, we can get that truck on to you guys to for you to take a look at it and see if that'll work for you guys.
Yeah, I'll get with Cody in the morning, if he's here tomorrow, I don't know.
Rather than recommend tabling, we're just not going to recommend anything at this time.
Okay.
Because if we recommend tabling, takes a little more to get it off the table and moving again.
Okay.
But if anything else, if we just go with the interdepartmental exchange, we ought to use funds that we have allocated for purchase, not 100% of them, but get the trucks fixed that can be repaired, spend the money on that. So that our funds are not going unused, but we probably cannot use $59,000 in repairs. We could, but we don't need to. We could look at what repairs we can get done and use a portion of that for repairs if we don't buy another vehicle. So that these vehicles that we're seeing here that are saying it needs air conditioning, or if it doesn't have air conditioning, can't do anything about that. But if it just needs repaired, get it repaired. If it needs brakes, tires, and a windshield washer, that's the one we're wanting to get rid of. Well, let's not worry about that. We can get rid of that one anyway. But the ones that need front end work, get that front end work done, because if the front end has a problem, then chances are it's wearing tires out faster than we would want it. It's my 2 cents.
We'll take it.
Okay, so we're not gonna make any recommendation tonight unless we get something concrete. And you wanna include with the agenda next week, Paul, you get a decision that we can just put it on the agenda and make sure we all get the information. But it'll be without a recommendation.
That's it for me then.
Is that it? Anything else for public property? Okay, streets and alleys.
The first one, discuss recommend the motor fuel tax road project. We're gonna push that. Cody's getting more numbers on that stuff, so we're not gonna speak half-ass on it. So we're just gonna skip on number one,
Okay,
push it, whichever one you want. Number two, discuss recommend the hot mix repair for Parkview Drive. Cody's saying that we're still awaiting bids from anybody. He put it out last week. We have not got a single bid, so there's your update. You're not doing nothing. No bids, no work.
What's the typical timeline on that? Is that unusual?
Usually you get, by the time he puts a bid out, within a couple days, somebody's responding. Might not be a number we want, but somebody usually responds. This one, we have not got nothing.
it could be the fact that the hot mix mills are not operating fully yet. So they don't know what they're gonna do. Plus the volatility of the petroleum market right now. You don't know what, they don't know what it's gonna cost. So they're not gonna make a bid for
And you
the.
had some, or did you have some?
No. I was just wondering if we can't do that, can we not do that in-house?
Money, you can correct me if I'm wrong, Jessica, on that. On
I-
the hot mix.
I don't know if we
Yeah.
have the tools and the capability of doing it ourselves. I have no idea. I don't know what that entails. So, I mean, if it's money, it's gonna cost us money whether we're bidding it to somebody to do it versus us doing it. That's money. So I don't know if we don't have the capability
It's,
of doing that. I have no clue.
it's patching or is it just?
It was a water repair. I think the area that he's talking about was where a water repair was.
Yeah.
And, usually try to saw cut those because they're, it's a newer area of road. Whoever comes in there is going to clean up that saw cut if there needs to be cleaned up. I think there may be some areas on it that need to be, one end of it needs to be cleaned up a bit, but
So it's just a,
they just dig down the rock.
They make it look pretty than you do.
In it and roll it. And I believe that he has a roller for the skid steer,
Mhm.
so. It's just a question. I don't know what his thought is on it, but
yeah, cause
I'm wondering.
You
if
could get
we
what,
just do it ourselves.
I can get with Cody and go from there and get you an answer next week.
yeah, I'm sure. I,
Sean, you should have one. I got one from Aaron Chris today about Parkview. So Cody probably has, he wasn't here today. was he?
I spoke to him 30 minutes before I came up here and he has nothing, sir.
This one's from Aaron Chris, a new asphalt pavement price to be completed in phase one. Moving backfill material to accommodate new asphalt, furnishing and installing 6 inches of hot mix asphalt in removed area, 15 square yards, area $38.95.
As I say, we have the best asphalt company in our town, so.
Right, and we have one in town.
yeah, I mean, if it's just a patch, though, I think Cody is I know he's very capable of a lot of things, so I mean, I don't know why we wouldn't be doing it ourselves, but maybe it's because we don't have the proper tools.
Yeah,
I don't know.
different.
Well,
So we have a price now, $38.95.
well,
I would say
we
need
shouldn't be,
Cody.
huh?
It sounds like we need Cody to answer those
Answer the
questions,
question.
so I would just table,
Yeah.
We can't do.
well,
Yeah, because he
move
may
on.
have received medicals, I just happened to get this on that.
That's about all I'm gonna really say on number two then,
Okay,
minus the numbers that were just said.
so we're not gonna do a recommendation on that.
No, sir. Number three, discuss the recommendation closing the street on May 9th, what we talked about the other day. I'm gonna turn that over to AJ. She approached me a little bit before the meeting. She could talk more about it than I can.
So this was brought up at the chamber meeting last week. After the meeting, I spoke to a representative from the Playhouse, and then I made phone call to the president of the Lakers, the next day. That way I could mediate between the two, because I helped close down the streets and do all things for the car shows. So we have a solution that we think will work for both the Playhouse and the car show. After speaking to both parties, if we stop the car show parking at St. Clair, put our barricades there. The Lakers said they would also like to include the Pearl Street parking lot and the Pearl Street for like the first block in each direction in case they need it. That would give them the first 2 blocks of St. Louis Street, the parking lot, and Pearl Street. And then the Playhouse would have from St. Clair to plus the City Hall parking lot. I can put signs in there that says reserved for Playhouse parking, something like that. That would also leave all of our handicap parking spots there alongside the City Hall lot available. That way they don't lose out on any handicap parking for the Playhouse. That seemed to work for both parties involved. I know that Ron had asked maybe if we could possibly get maybe one of the police officers up there to help assist with making sure that that's adhered to. We would just move the barricades 1 block further up, make sure that the parking stays within those first 2 blocks.
Is this the normal monthly car show people? Okay.
Yes, this is the Lakers. This would be their first car show of the season. And this is the car show that we normally is the first weekend of the month. This is the one that gets bumped back because of May market. So it's the second weekend of the month. So there's already that one conflict there. This is the one that we sometimes have trouble with because the Playhouse runs a play that weekend. Last year, there was some issues with it. So this seems to work for all parties involved. I will be at this car show to help assist with parking and to make sure things go smoothly. This was the best solution we could come up with. We don't want to cancel this car show. We don't want to try to move it to a different date, anything like that. So
I'll be there at that car show as well, so I think compared to last week, we were nowhere. This week, I think we have a solution.
Yeah.
It'd be great. I think, I recommend us going forward with what she said. That's it, streets and alleys.
I'm in favor of the recommendation.
I do have a few other things as far as parking, street closures that I wanted to touch on. I know it's not. It was kind of on the agenda, but not really, since you guys had this letter. I am in charge of Victorian Holiday this year, so I want to make sure, since I've got a couple of the major events this year, that things go a little bit smoother. So this letter that went out from the chamber for parking and street closures and parking lots. It has both parking lots closed for May Market. The May Market, we only need the very front of City Hall parking lot, so we won't be closing both parking lots down completely. We will only be taking maybe the front couple parking spots of that City Hall lot. I just wanted to let you guys know that. And Witches Night Out, the parking lot is not on here. We only use Pearl Street parking lot, the City Hall lot. We will not close And we actually stop at St. Clair. We don't use that third block. That's not listed on here. I just wanted to clarify that if I need to come back closer to Witches in the Hat, I will. And I will come back closer to Victorian Holiday to make sure that we are all on the same page for parking lot closures to the Victorian Holiday. So we don't have any repeats of last year.
Now, my usual question. Handicap parking,
I always make sure I have handicap parking. It's always listed on our maps,
all right, then, thank you.
so. Any of the events that I am in charge of, I always make sure I have handicap parking. I can't speak for the others.
Just wanted on the record.
Thank you, AJ.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else for Streets Valleys?
Nope.
Any unfinished business? Any new business?
No, I just wanted to say something. I was wrong. It is not the beginning of April. It's actually the first weekend, the first week of March. For the cemetery cleaning.
So that should be going on
Yeah,
now. Thank you.
yes.
There's no business, then we are adjourned.
Thank you, Jesus.